This is the process shot. I'm Michael, I'm trapped in a movie theater, and I'm here to review Top Hat, a romantic musical directed by Mark Sandrich, starring Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers, and released in 1935. It follows the antics of our two leads as they weave themselves through a net of misunderstandings and poor timing when Jerry, a stage singer and dancer, falls for and pursues Dale, a socialite. The two fall in love in due time, but Dale ends things when she mistakenly believes Jerry to be a married man, and not only that, but the husband to her good friend. From here, Jerry and Dale play cat and mouse, unaware of the full truth. Obviously, to keep this story going, a lot of contrivances and coincidences are necessary, to the point that it's kind of annoying how the film's characters can't just stop to think or talk about what is going on to clear everything up. It also doesn't help that the characters of Top Hat are generally flat and undefined, save for exaggerated traits that basically make them walking caricatures of archetypes, rather than anything more rounded. This isn't necessarily to say that there's nothing to take out of the story or its characters, though, as the simplicity makes the film a smooth ride that doesn't ask you to keep your brain running in order to navigate the ongoing drama. Being smart or logical with the writing would just cut the movie off after 30 minutes or so. And worse, it would cut out the bigger reason that the film exists, the song and dance numbers. They are where the leads shine the brightest, and in turn, the film basically cuts out the pretenses of story to let them do their thing. Astaire and Rogers' chemistry peaks in these scenes as they forego their characters and lose themselves in pure movement and dance. These scenes are great, but they do come with the caveat that the songs themselves aren't exactly in sync with the film's ongoing story. Unlike other musicals where songs are written for the film's story or characters, the songs in Top Hat are treated more as though they were inserted into the movie, with small bits written into a previously finished script in order to segue them well. It's not necessarily a bad thing, since the story still isn't the main draw, and the songs themselves are effectively made for dance numbers, but it would have made the film a bit more cohesive if the songs played into the story rather than, well, danced around it. The set pieces of Top Hat are extravagant and wide, though a bit sparse of detail. This mostly seems to be the case because they're made for dancing scenes and thus need a good amount of empty space. That said, it's still impressive how big the sets are and how lively they become during the film, whether it be in a dancing scene or when it's filled with extras in the background of a conversation. The film's cinematography emphasizes this with wide shots that capture as much as possible to create that sense of scale against the acting talent. It all builds up a sort of luxury and glamour that doesn't seem to exist anymore these days, or perhaps something akin to a real-life fantasy. Given that this film came out during the Great Depression, I suppose that all would have helped to give people some sort of escape from whatever else would be going on outside of the theater, and take comfort knowing that somewhere out there, people with more money than them are still able to make movies and keep them happy. Got sidetracked for a moment. Anyways, Top Hat is still a pretty nifty movie. It's not exactly a complete package, since it's still got a rather flimsy story that's more like something written to connect the songs of the movie together, but it's still worth your time for these songs and dances, which is pretty much what the movie was made for. So in that respect, I guess it hit its goals. I just wish it had a bit more heft. Top Hat. Mark Sandrich, 1935. 3.5 stars. That may seem low, but I still recommend seeing it. I need to work on my rating scale, I think. Anyways, that's the end of this review. If you want to see more reviews like this, please subscribe. If you liked what you saw, please leave a like. If you didn't like it, leave me a dislike. If you want to yell at me, leave a comment. That about covers the basics.